I'm Tyler Wiederhoft, and here's Today in Sports.
Star running back Riker Hughes had 28 carries for 251 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first game back from injury. With the win, Morrison moves to 8-1 on the season and has a final regular season game next week versus Langston Hughes. For Orange Nation Sports, I'm Tyler Wiederhoft. Oklahoma State Club Golf is off to a hot start, winning both of its tournaments this fall. Next spring, they're looking to finalize plans to host their own tournament right here at Cimarron Trails. For Orange Nation Sports, I'm Tyler Wiederhoft.
I'm Tyler Wiederhoft, and here's Today in Sports. The Oklahoma State men's basketball team played its only exhibition game against the Ouachita Baptist Tigers tonight. The Cowboys took the lead off a Thomas DeZagua layup 5 seconds into the game and would not give it back up. Freshman Isaac Likely led all Cowboys in scoring with 18 points in 28 minutes. The Cowboys would go on to a comfortable 80-59 win over the Tigers. Despite the win, head coach Mike Boynton says there are still things the team needs to work on.
Well, we got to hold on to the ball better. We missed a lot of opportunities to score just because we didn't secure the basketball well enough. And then we got to rebound better as well and clean up some of the fouls we had today.
OSU opens the regular season at Charlotte on November 10th. The OSSAA high school football playoff brackets were released today. A pair of Payne County schools will be hosting first-round matchups. The 8-2 Perry Maroons will host the Kellyville Ponies in the first round of the AA playoffs Friday night at 7:30. The undefeated Stillwater Pioneers will host the Muskogee Roughers in the first round of 6A2 playoffs Friday night at 7. Stillwater is looking for its first playoff victory since 2008. Both Oklahoma and Oklahoma State had thrilling games yesterday ahead of the Bedlam Showdown next week. It wasn't an ideal start for the Sooners in Lubbock. Kyler Murray threw 2 early interceptions, but responded with 4 total touchdowns by the end of the game. Texas Tech pulled to within 5 with just over a minute left, but were unable to upset the number 7 Sooners. Mike Gundy and the Cowboys were almost able to recover from 133 penalty yards and a special teams blunder. However, Charlie Brewer threw a touchdown to Denzel Mims with 7 seconds left to give Baylor a 35-31 win over Oklahoma State.
We've got to do a better job on the run. Got to do a better job minimizing penalties and give us a chance to have success. We're just not the team that can overcome that many plays, bad plays I should say, or undisciplined plays.
2 former Big 12 quarterbacks squared off in the NFL today. Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns hosted Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Mayfield threw for 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Mahomes finished with 375 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt had 17 carries for 91 yards and this touchdown. Mahomes and Hunt's performances allowed the Chiefs to move to 8-1 on the season after a victory in Cleveland. Finally, Kansas announced head football coach David Beatty will be relieved of his duties by the end of the season. Beatty led the team to a 6-39 record over his tenure, 2-31 in the Big 12. The university says the search for a new head coach will begin immediately. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Morrison got off to a fast start against Hominy and never took their foot off the gas. The Wildcats welcome back star running back Riker Hughes after he missed the previous 2 games with an ankle injury. Hughes had 3 scores on the night, and head coach Corey Bales relied on his senior running back in key situations. The senior leaders returned to help take the pressure off quarterback Gunnar Womack. Womack completed 5 of 7 passes for 100 yards in the Wildcats' run-heavy offense. He also added 35 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Senior fullback Levi Hawking had 8 carries for 70 yards and this touchdown. Coach Bales credited his defense for not allowing Hominy to capture any momentum throughout the game.
Like when we came out second half, we don't get the touchdown right before half. We come out and get a stop and go score, and then get another stop right after that. I felt pretty good.
The defense held Hominy scoreless, including a red zone stand late in the 4th quarter. Morrison claimed a 36-0 victory over Hominy. The Wildcats looked dominant on both sides of the ball, dismantling their district rivals and winning their 2nd game in a row. Star running back Riker Hughes had 28 carries for 251 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first game back from injury. With the win, Morrison moves to 8-1 on the season and has a final regular season game next week versus Langston Hughes. For Orange Nation Sports, I'm Tyler Wiederhoft. It was a weird, chilly, overcast day in Ames as the Cowboys took on the Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State jumped out to a quick 14-0 lead after senior Alan Lazard and sophomore David Montgomery found the end zone in the first quarter. After a Marcel Aitman touchdown cut the lead in half, Justice Hill would tie the game at 14, 3.5 minutes into the second quarter. The shifty sophomore bounced away from a tackle and found the edge as he scampered 9 yards to the corner of the end zone. Hill would find pay dirt again a few minutes later to give the Cowboys their first lead of the game. Jumping to the fourth quarter, the Cyclones had built a 42-34 lead, but the Cowboys refused to throw in the towel.
The culture of our team, it's just a strong, competitive culture that we understand on offense, especially that, hey, we're down, we can get back in it within 5 or 8 minutes.
The offensive line was stellar Saturday, giving Rudolph all day to throw. Here, he found Aitman in the corner of the end zone for the senior wideout's second touchdown to pull the Cowboys to within 2 points. The Cowboys went for 2, and Hill took the direct snap in the Wildcat and found the end zone to tie the game with less than 6 minutes to go. On the following OSU possession, Rudolph found Dylan Stoner on a swing pass for a 19-yard catch-and-run touchdown. The score would put the Cowboys up with just a shade under 4 minutes to go. On 2nd and goal with less than a minute to go, backup QB Zeb Nolan threw a corner fade. Marchie Murdoch and A.J. Green wrestled for the ball as they fell to the ground. Let's look at that again. Green appears to have control with 2 hands on the ball and the ball pinned to his chest here. The refs would review the play.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Interception and touchdown.
The Cowboys would survive in Ames and move to 6-2 on the season while keeping their Big 12 championship dreams alive. Rudolph finished his final true road game with 376 yards and 3 touchdowns. Both running backs had 3 scores, but Hill outrushed Montgomery 134-105. After the game, Coach Gundy said he was proud of his young cornerbacks.
When we broke the huddle, we told 4 and 8 they're going to go after you. They're going to post up their big guys. They're going to throw it at you. And 8 came up with 2 big plays, and then obviously 4 made a big one in the end. We knew that's what they were going to do. That's what they should do with those big guys.
The Cowboys will need help if they want the Big 12 championship. With TCU losing last Saturday night against OU, the Cowboys need the Horned Frogs to lose again against either Texas Tech or Baylor, while OSU doesn't drop another game. For the Polk Report, I'm Tyler Wiederhoft.
Oklahoma State is well known for its storied Division I men's golf program. The Cowboys have won 11 national championships, including last year on their home course, Karsten Creek. But the Division I programs aren't the only golf teams on campus. Oklahoma State has a club golf team which travels to regional tournaments and participates at a competitive level. The club golf team was created for players who want to continue playing golf when they get to college, but don't want the time commitment a varsity level program demands. Parker Ney is the current treasurer and also wanted to play at the next level without joining the varsity team.
I wasn't really wanting to go to a small school and play, I just kind of wanted to get an education. He goes, you need to check out club golf. And so I got on the OSU website, found the club golf. I just joined thinking that it was going to be a fun time, and it ended up being one of the best decisions I made.
The team is comprised of 9 members, ranging from freshmen to seniors. Cameron Sarton is the current president of the OSU club golf team. Sarton makes sure everyone has a chance to get involved.
We play tournaments which are competitive, but I kind of want to make the more fun aspect of it. Everyone gets an opportunity, meet more people, become friends with people, and just go out and play golf on weekends.
Vice President Owen Brown transferred to OSU after his freshman year at another smaller school. He played golf there and was glad to see there was an opportunity for him to continue playing competitively as a Cowboy.
I'm a competitor, so the more tournaments that I can play in, the better. That's why we kind of want to get some more events going on outside of the NCCGA tournaments, just to kind of keep the competitive juices flowing. The more you compete, the better you get, and I'm about being as good as I can get at anything I can do.
The club has 4 tournament wins and 2 invitations to the national tournament prior to this semester.
Oklahoma State Club Golf is off to a hot start, winning both of its tournaments this fall. Next spring, they're looking to finalize plans to host their own tournament right here at Cimarron Trails. For Orange Nation Sports, I'm Tyler Wiederhoft. Last week, Oklahoma State had 12 penalties for 133 yards in their loss to Baylor. Those penalties wiped out big plays and helped extend Baylor drives. In his weekly press conference, head coach Mike Gundy extensively addressed the penalty issues.
We've had that issue the majority of the year. We've had more face masks, more late hits, more 15-yard penalties, more chop blocks than I've had in years. So.
While OSU may be having a down season, Oklahoma head coach Lincoln Riley knows not to overlook the Cowboys.
They're an interesting team right now. Very, very talented. They're, just a play here or there away from probably having the kind of year that they would want to be having right now.
Coach Riley heaped praises on star running back Justice Hill. He called Hill one of the best backs in the country and complimented OSU on keeping him involved in the game plan. Riley also had high praise for wide receiver Tylan Wallace. The rival head coach commended Wallace for his productivity and ability to make play after play. Coach Riley summed up how big this game was to both teams each season.
Regardless of teams' records, regardless of what you've done, it's an important game. It's an important game for this state. It's been a very important game on the national scene for the last several years, and it's going to be an important game for us here as well.
The Cowboys will have to stay disciplined if they look to knock off the number 6 ranked Sooners in Norman. Oklahoma looks to make it 4 consecutive victories over the Cowboys and keep their college football playoff hopes alive. For Orange Nation Sports, I'm Tyler Wiederhoft.